It really started to happen when my brother was murdered.
Only a few times have I actually seen something like out in 3D space, and it's usually like before a major traumatic event.
I've always felt psychic, and I could talk to my parents about certain things, but there was a lot of other things going on too, and I didn't understand why I felt so different than everybody else and why I didn't fit in.
So ideas pop into my head, okay? So I just happen to know when it's my idea and when it's something I'm getting from the other side.
I felt separation. I felt I'm this freak that's walking around on this earth, and I just want to fit in.
And I want to say, for all the aspiring psychics and mediums out there, get ready, because your shit's going to hit you in the face.
From the other side.
Now presenting Channeling Erik's Hour of Enlightenment.
Yes, indeed, that's exactly what it is. And you guys are, of course, you know I love you all. So that's why, and Michelle had the wonderful citizens. We have so many great guests on lately. We had really not had very much time to devote to answering the questions for callers. So bravo to you, Michelle, for doing that. We got Denise Ramon, of course. And
Hello.
What's that boy's name? Erik. Yeah.
How could we forget?
All right, Erik, hey, before we start, and Michelle, I have done like some work on some people, including Michelle and Denise. And anyway, Denise said she felt, okay, well, let me tell you the point that where I'm at right now. Erik says we can restore spinal cord function so that paraplegics and quadriplegics can walk, and that it cures schizophrenia and Alzheimer's and cancer. Maybe I said that already. It just pretty much everything, and age regression, and to me, and infertility and stuttering. Wow. And all this, I just don't know if it's too good to be true, man. But Erik keeps saying no. It's an ADHD and PTSD and pretty much everything. But making a paraplegic or quadriplegic walk again, I don't know, man. I mean, that is a stretch. But we've got people that we're testing it on. So, and diabetes 1 and diabetes 2 and high blood pressure. Anyway, but Michelle said she has got some positives. I don't know. You don't have to share it if you don't want to.
Well, I will, because I'll just share with you guys, because, of course, we didn't have the radio show last weekend because I had this whole episode of being sick and ended up into the hospital, which was a spiritual upgrade. Erik had said that to me, and he also said that to you, Elisa, that what was going on. So when I got out of the hospital, I went home. I didn't know that Elisa was doing work on me that day. And it was interesting. So it was not the day I got home, but the next day. And that night, she sent me the list of what she had done. And what was so interesting, and this is the weight optimization, she's done so much more on me. I was not only, I got to tell you guys, I was rashed from my neck all the way down to my waist. Looked like I had the worst sunburn you've ever seen, and blistered all up. Not only was the rash completely gone, were the blisters completely gone, but I felt so good, and I was craving, I've had this real problem with craving sugar and just being very mindless with it. And since I'd had my cancer, I'd gained a lot of weight, and so it was a real challenge for me to get this weight off. That day, that Tuesday, with no idea that Elisa was working on me, I was craving oranges. I was craving fruit. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, I feel so satisfied. And I had that thought in my head, and then I open up my email at nighttime and get all the prayers of intent and everything that she had done, and I was blown away. And what has occurred since, because there's been more work done on me from my appetite that has changed. I even feel, and Elisa, I don't know if you did this work on me too, but I feel like my body's been working out. I can feel my ab muscles, like I've been doing sit-ups.
Me too, because
Yes.
you know what? I have the replaceable for exercise thing
Yep.
that's on you, where you no longer need to do aerobic or anaerobic exercise.
Yes.
And muscle strength goes up and muscle mass goes up. I was wondering about why they hurt today. So
and I was thinking to myself, I was talking to Denise the other night about it too, and I'm just like, I can't believe this. And you know, when you go and you work out, and this is the way I described it, when you eat really well, so let's say you're on an eating plan and you've been really eating well and doing well, and you know how you just feel good. You feel you've been doing it for, say, a couple months, and you're on a roll and your mindset's in the right place. That's how it feels. But this has literally been a week. My body feels like I had a really good workout, so it's like I want to soak in the tub and soak those muscles. It's like that good feeling of how your body feels after a good workout. Amazing.
That's awesome. I mean, I'm more of a skeptic than any of you two are, I'm sure. But, and also I have language in there for a lot of the stuff can be done on your pets, too. I like to call them animal companions. I don't know. But to take nutrients, to take amino acids, lipids, all these different compounds and molecules in your body and reassemble them into making the nutrients that you lack. So nutritional optimization is coming up to the table too. So maybe that's part of what but I don't know. I just still to me. I got a couple of I don't want to say negative points, but a little bit. I don't know. Well, one thing is that Erik told me we can cure cancer, and so I wanted to put this one woman who I've been working with. She's from Australia, and melanoma, young, metastatic, very bad prognosis. And I tried so much. I did portal work, I did all that stuff. And then I find out, and I also taught her friend how to use the Scalar machine. And then I emailed her, hey, guess what? I'm going to do this thing for free on you, et cetera, et cetera. She never responded. And then I look, and it's the obituary. She just died in March. I have been crying off and on all the last couple of days. I'm so upset with myself. Why didn't I channel this information sooner? Why couldn't I have helped her? Why? I mean, it's very overwhelming because I can't help everybody, I guess, but I want to, and a lot of people can't afford stuff, even though I make minimum wage, the hours I work, but I can't, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I hate to think that there's people out there that are in a wheelchair, or that they're dying of cancer, and I can't help them all. So anyway, that's my bit.
Erik just said too that sometimes we can't. There's things that are going to happen in a life plan that can't change, or that's in a position where we're not able to reverse it, and that sometimes, even though in our mind as human beings we feel like saving the life is the best thing, and sometimes it is crossing over. That's the best thing for that person.
Well, when I do these things, I always make sure is it a contract for them to have this, and if so, is it in their greatest good to revoke it? And if it is, I do. But if it isn't, of course I don't. And I always screen people for this. But anyway, it was a little bit of a downer. And also Erik said, I mean, I'm a little worried too, because if Erik and the Divine Team can cure Alzheimer's, and paraplegia and quadriplegia and stuttering and baldness, which, oh, by the way, my son-in-law called freaking out, saying, oh my God, and he's an orthopedic surgeon. He does not believe any of this stuff. But I did it on him, and his hair is growing back. So to me, maybe a lot of this shit does work. I mean, he can't believe it. But maybe not everything.
Erik says it does, and we're living proof it's happening.
Yeah, but I mean, some of this is Alzheimer's. Can you imagine if Erik and Divine Team can cure that, and quadriplegia and cancer and all that stuff? My life, like on Ghost, you're in danger, girl. Then it could be really dangerous for me. Erik, what do you have to say about that? Because you told me in the Scalar field that I have to have a bodyguard. Like I can afford that. Unless the story plays out on The Bodyguard with Whitney Houston. I love that soundtrack.
I got to tell you, because Erik says, now remember, Mom, he says, could you imagine a year ago that things would be the way they are today? he says, think about how things change. And he says, you know, there's going to be a lot of things that are going to come and move very fast, and requirements for a bodyguard will be necessary. And he says, but life is going to change. Life is going to change. And he says, and it's okay. He says, you're protected. He says, you have to remember the intent of what you're working for and who you're working with. And he says, and there's a lot of trust in this. But he says not to worry, that he's got your back. But he also says there's a lot of things that are hard for you to know ahead, that you will see it as it unfolds.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I'm not afraid to die, but I don't want my family. I don't want them to blow up my house with all my kids or my grandkids in it. So I'm not doing that. I want all the instructions in a lockbox that's hidden for everybody, so don't even bother. But what?
Erik says you're well protected, Elisa. You're very well protected.
Yeah, I hope so. Anyway, I hope my family especially, you know, and I have to train somebody to do this also, so that if my life, if somebody takes my life, that somebody else can carry it on. I have to be able to pass along the torch. Anyway, enough of that mumbo jumbo sadness. I'm glad you guys are doing better. And Denise, you said you felt somebody working on you, the divine theme.
I did, and I was telling my partner how I said, I just feel like it's like it was on cruise, you know, like where I don't have to do anything. It's just that my energy was like on cruise, you know, like a constant speed, and it just, I could just feel just like I was just the calmness, and I noticed. And I didn't know that you were working on me right then, but I noticed my appetite completely changed. And I know how to eat healthy and clean and that, and I do. But then I put in the sugar, and then I snack more than I ought to because, you know, I work from home. And yesterday I just noticed that I had a smoothie that I make, you know, and around 10:30 or 11. And then I didn't eat, and then I had some grapes or apple, whatever it was, and then I had dinner, and the dinner I had, and I didn't even eat a lot. And of course, I eat vegetarian, well, I eat vegan when Rhonda cooks, but, and it was just so, I'm just so amazed at my quantity has chopped down 3/4, and it's so effortless. And then as I was reading through everything of what you were doing, I can see why my whole body felt like it was just being regulated, recalibrated. And
we take care of homeostasis, circadian rhythm, everything, cell receptor optimization, insulin resistance, everything. Distribution of collagen back under the skin, so I'm not so weak. Yes. So Paula, the producer, filmmaker, director that's doing our documentary, Sadie, who is her partner and the camera person, looked at her and said, "Oh my God, you look so much younger," because I did the age reversal thing on her, and she did not know about it, so that was kind of cool. Well, I talked to Michelle yesterday evening for a little bit. And she goes, "Oh my God, Denise," she goes, you look so young, you know, your complexion." I don't know if that's exact. And I said, "I do." I said, "I was looking up neck lifts on the internet." And then when I read what all you did, and I'm just like, and it wasn't no camera lenses changing anything. And no. And I just, this is just crazy. I do highly recommend when you do this work for people. I just knew my body needed extra water. And I drink water anyway, but I just knew to drink extra water. I did not have one carbonated water yesterday. I just drank just plain water. For me, you know, because I'm sensitive to things, so I felt a little nauseous in the evening, but I knew exactly what was going on. And I just knew to rest. Yes. And that's what I did. And I slept so good. And then today's the same thing. And it's like, I'm just, to be honest with you, I'm like blown away by it. I'm just like, because if you saw what I had for dinner, I
not even a cup full of dinner, and it's what it is. It's plant-based ground plant protein and some sweet potato broth and broccoli.
We can solve world hunger by making the entire population of the world breatharians. No food necessary.
I do know some people who are breatharians. I do know, not some. I know one. Yes.
This is really interesting. And also, Erik wants me to start doing there are apparently 8 geopolitical things he wants me to work on. I don't know what they are. I think maybe one of them is bullying and cyberbullying. Whatever. I mean, major issues. One is definitely the Middle East. One is definitely China, Iran. But I don't know. I have to do one a month because that's going to take a long time. And I just, right now I offer 50 free hours. I take for free work, but there's so many people who are so destitute that they want me to help them, and I can't help everybody. I just can't.
Well, one thing Erik said when you were saying, you're saying you're skeptic, wonder if it works. Erik says, energy does heal everything. It just does. It's the frequency, he says it does heal everything. But we also have to, not you doing it, but the participant, also needs to be present for that. But Erik says, and when he says present, the willingness to do it, you don't have to believe it works, but just the willingness to do it. Because the vibration, the energy heals everything.
That's amazing. So everything's energy, and we can manipulate it, or my divine team can.
Yes. Well, yes. And he says, and it's where you are and your intent. And he says, you're a doctor, but you're utilizing your skills in a different area now.
That's interesting because if I was not a doctor, I would not be able to write this scripts of intent that I do. Right. Like to make sure that the carbohydrate load does not evoke insulin response, abnormal response, blah, blah, and things like that. I wouldn't know about where to distribute brown adipose tissue versus yellow adipose tissue.
That's so amazing about
fibroblasts and shit, We will take callers, but I want to beg you guys to please help me. First of all, if you want to find out what new stuff is coming out, and we have to thoroughly test it, of course, okay? Because I'm not going to put anything out there that's not 100% successful on my guinea pigs, number one. Number two, subscribe to the YouTube channel, the Atlantis Scalar YouTube channel. I don't know the link, but just look up Atlantis Scalar to find out what new things are coming out and if I'm asking for volunteers. It's going to come out every Monday, a video. Secondly, or thirdly, maybe, I don't know, I lost count, new math and all, please limit your emails. It's like even when people email me to say thank you when I do something free on them or want to do anything on them, it takes time. I mean, I got right now, or probably more now, 350 emails to answer, to read and answer. Yeah. And it's just too much. I'm going to have to eventually just say, no, I'm not going to answer any emails. And I can't afford an assistant right now. Or even, I don't want anybody to volunteer because, I have to do it. But please don't email me and say, what's portal work and how much does it cost when your email is on the Atlantis Scalar site and you can easily look it up, okay? Or don't email me and say, when is my work going to be done? Because I don't know. The person before you, it might take me 4 hours to do. It might take me 10 hours to do. So there's no way, 14 hours. There's no way to know. So please, only urgent emails. Please, please, please.
When you get the work back, you'll see why it takes Elisa a long time to do it, because it's not just a 2-3 sentence or even a paragraph prayer. I could feel the energy in the work that's done into every single word that you had on that printout that you gave. And I was just blown away by the energy that you put into that for myself and the other person.
Well, I had guidance. But also it takes a long time to clear the negative entities, not just all beings of light, not of the light, and all entities not of the light. Clear them from these people, from each person, and clear them at every frequency, and clear them in my workspace, clear them in my she shed. And so it takes a long time to just prepare. The whole preparation thing is just, I love it. But the emails I don't like so much. So let me see. All right, we got somebody from the 317 area code. Hi there, are you there?
Hi guys.
Hey. What's up?
It's Chelsea. Hi guys.
Hi, Chelsea.
I just want to say hi. I love you guys so much.
You're
doing amazing. I've been talking to Erik recently. I've been kind of with my spirit team, and like he's one of them, so I'm really like happy to be a part of this little family. I was just wondering what kind of work you guys are doing with the spirit energy work you guys are doing, Elisa?
Wait, what are you talking about exactly? Can you be more specific?
Like what you guys were just talking about?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, everything. I got a list of new services that are coming out. Weight optimization, hormone optimization, sleep optimization, nutrient optimization, dementia, AIDS, cancer, diabetes 1, diabetes 2, hypertension, of course, schizophrenia, cognitive and memory improvement, spinal cord regeneration, depression, general anxiety, social anxiety, pain relief in any joint, basically, and it worked. That works great because I needed it because I'm old. Age reversal. A lot of these things are for pets too. Parkinson's, eyesight regeneration, hearing. Most of them are not out because I'm not going to let them out until ALS. We're testing that one too. PTSD, ADHD, allergies. That's a big one. Fibromyalgia, IBS. Increased psychic ability, we already have that. Addiction, that's a big one that seems to be very successful. Stuttering, there's more. I can't remember. But
thank you, Elisa.
Infertility, dental, all that whitest teeth you want. Protecting your building enamel, protecting it from pathogens, blah 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 blah, everything. I'm super anal about the language. So I include everything. I sent it to my daughter, my eldest daughter, and she says, "Oh my God, you're like the lawyer of spiritual shit because you've got all the T's crossed and the I's dotted." So anyway. If you're interested, check it out. We've got some services. Portal work is pretty much the main thing. Getting rid of all these bad open portals. Opening up the closed portals. They're supposed to be open to bring in abundance and creativity and abundance of health and wealth and finances and loss and wealth and all that. Because a lot of times all this stuff is not going to work if you have negative entities hanging around, making sure they don't work. And you have to consider having what we call the trifecta, so that if there are spiritual contracts for you, one is bringing in love, like a romantic partner comes into your life. That's another service, and that actually is available. But but if there's a contract that denies you having that, and it can be revoked, then we can revoke it. So I always recommend before you order anything, you ask, do I need the trifecta or the portal work or both?
Yeah.
Because I don't want you spending a bunch of money and it doesn't work, and it also is very exhausting for me, okay? So $6 to ask, do I need to do anything before I order this service? Boom. That's it. And that's it.
Perfect.
And if there are spiritual contracts that can be revoked, we'll revoke them. It's only 5% of people that have irrevocable spiritual contracts with all the things I just listed. But, 35% do, okay? Or there's extreme empath, or they have energy blocks that are so high that it prevents success, or the vibrational frequency is so low that it prevents success. So anyway, what I recommend is that $6, ask, will this be successful on its own, or do I need anything else? Okay, and I will ask Erik that. I don't want you spending a bunch of money for nothing. Anyway, that's about it. That's my soapbox.
Thank you.
You betcha.
You guys are doing God's work. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Oh, Reggie. Oh, she's so sweet. Oh, I think there's San Antonio here. 7210. Hi, how are you doing?
Hi, my name is Samantha. I had a question about moving this year. So I wanted to see if I would be in the same home or if I would be buying a new home.
So you want to know, are you going to be moving or are you going to buy a new home?
Yes, I wanted to know if I would be moving or if I would be selling my home, what would be happening. Would I stay here in this home?
I don't feel you moving from that home right now. I don't feel you moving from the home right now. That's just what Erik is saying. He just shows me you sitting there for right now. And I have to say, when the way for you to just stay put where you are, and that's what's going to happen. You're going to stay put where you are, because I feel like you got some other things you need to, some other loose ends that need addressing before you move on to the next adventure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So
you know what that is? Erik, can you tell us what that is?
To tie up the loose ends, he says. It's almost like she's got projects going on, some type of projects, like she's got things that he's just showing me. It's like she's got, let's just say, he's just showing, he's not being exactly clear. He's just saying she's got like projects that involve other people or things that she just needs to clear up, you know, and it's nothing bad. It's just that you just have loose ends to tie up. I don't know if it's like finish a job out or do, you know, just whatever it is. It just
have a
needs
relationship. Yeah, it could be anything.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thanks for calling.
Okay, thank you.
Bye. All right, let's see. We got somebody from the 813 area code. Hi there, how are you?
Hello, this is Amy in Minneapolis.
Hey,
Hi.
Amy.
Hi.
Hi, Amy.
I am so excited
to talk. Norwegians up there, eh?
Doing good. I know. I'm excited to talk to Michelle, who has an accent similar to mine.
Yes. Thank you so much for the books that you sent. The Norwegian books. Oh my God, my family is crazy about them. I haven't been able to go to Christina's yet because I have kind of a virus and they have a newborn. But I want to show them the baby books. Oh my God.
Oh,
thank you.
Anyway,
go ahead.
I'm so glad you like them. That makes me very happy.
No, I don't like them. I love them.
Yeah. Good. Okay, so I've been working with Elisa on I feel like saying testing me, but doing the Scalar energy work. And so what I found out is that I'm an earth angel and that I'm a part of a project called Project Equality. And also that my angel's name is Arabelle. And so, and I have kind of a combo of questions, and they tie into what you were talking about a couple calls ago. So I started with doing the portal work with Elisa, and it's hard to not be a little concerned. I am one of those people that has everything blocked, like 98%, or, all my numbers are just like 100% low vibration. And
that's typical. That's typical of an earth angel. They have
but
triple 100s, it's called. Erik calls it anyway. Very typical.
What is it called?
Erik calls it, earth angels generally have 100% energy block, 100% deficient or absent shielding of their energy, and 100% decrease of their vibrational energy. And that's because, earth angels come in here with a huge task or a lot of stuff on their plate, things that most people would not be able to actually survive. They purposely decide to come in with a high vibration in order to deal with trauma and all these things, whatever, other difficulties. And and so, but they get beaten down, and those triple hundreds are the evidence that they're beaten down.
And everything you've described and that I've read on your site and everything aligns exactly with my life, abused childhood, just everything.
Typical,
you know,
it's
exactly it. And so, but I wanted to know, but then when I read that I was part of Project Equality, I'm really curious about that because I couldn't find any information online. I looked up my angel's name, Arabelle. I could only find info on a porn star.
Oh, there you go. Well, yeah, you get the best of both worlds, don't you? Well, look, these people are not going to be online, these guardian angels. There are thousands of them. And but so that's a good question. What is Project? I don't want to interrupt you, but I would like to know what Project Equality is because, you know, I just asked if I have a new Earth guardian angel. That what your name? I got a new one called Eve now, and a new one called Areti. And I said, okay, are you in charge of a big angelic project? Yes. Okay, well, what is it? Can you spell it? So they spell out these things. And Erik is now a guardian angel too. And sometimes he's guardian angel second to he's always guardian angel that tag teams with the guardian angel that was with them since birth and will be with them since death. But he usually does that. Well, the only time he ever does that is when he's very fond of the person and they've had Erik and them have had lives together. But so anyway, so these projects, I don't know what they are. You know, what is you want? Is that what you're asking? You want to know what Project Equality is?
I'm curious. I guess I'm just curious. One, I had you do the portal work, and that was phase 1 of my 5 phases. And I'm like, what does Erik think of like how it went for me? And then can he give me any information on what this project is or my angel?
So the first thing, Amy, and it's Michelle here, the first thing that Erik is saying is he says everything has worked out the way it's supposed to with your first, he's saying the first steps. Now, he also says that there's some ways that you can bypass some of the work, and he says by having some energy work done. So
oh my God,
to a healer.
Oh my God, that's what I tell people because a lot of them, you know, if Erik recommends Denise or you or Jane or Jackie, I always put on the console, please do this after portal work. And then get back to me to see if we can mark other shit off the list. Because, you know, I'm only one lady, and so it would be nice if I could farm out stuff to the healers, and then I don't have to do it on you. And a lot cheaper. So,
because Erik says, no, remember, he says, this is a combination effort with everybody. So he says, you know, when Mom and I work on you and we start to do, he says, you really needed that kickstart. You really needed that work to, he says, pull the plug basically to get the energy flowing. And he says, so there's 2 things that you can do. One is work with an energy healer. And he says, because you have natural healing ability as well, that you will start to align with that energy. And so he says, think of it as an engine that will kind of run on its own, that's going to start to move things. And he says, and also you can take some of that work into your own hands, your own healing work, your own, he says, there's effort that you can put into yourself to help boost it up, like cleansing your chakras, grounding yourself, balancing yourself. He says kind of balancing your energy in, he says, energy bodies, so the mental, the emotional, the physical. So he says, so that's one part of things. But he's also addressing the project and the Project Equality. And he says, you know, all of these different projects that we have are all connected to humanity in one way or another. But he says, think back to how you felt as a child. And he's saying about the underdog. He says about the person that was left out, the person that was, what's the right way to say it, Erik? Like, he says, it's like that feeling inside of you when you feel that somebody's being treated unfairly or when you were treated unfairly. And he says, that you have in you, that's that natural vibration of what you came in here to do. Now, he says, what exactly to do with that can be different things. He says, you're doing that work in everything that you do every day. But it's to understand that you have the power to stand up for yourself, to stand in your own energy and stand up for your own beliefs. And then you have that power to take that energy and show that and demonstrate that for other people to help them as well. And that's why a lot of what you have experienced has that feeling of nobody understands. Nobody understands me. Nobody really understands who I truly am and what I've really been through. So he said that's power. And you can take that and you can transform that and then spread that out. And he says there's a lot of possibilities for this. And your guides, everybody is moving in nice and close because he says you're in launch phase right now. So he says, really buckle down and get ready because you're about to launch into a completely new reality.
Okay.
Beautiful.
I'm excited.
So anyway, if I recommend a healer, well, not me, but if Erik recommended a healer for you, or sometimes more than one, please do that first before you go forward.
Yeah, he actually says Denise. He says for you to work with Denise.
Denise Ramon, awesome.
Yeah, Denise Ramon, right? Who's here tonight? Yeah.
Well, Denise, I would love to work with you. I think I kind of knew that, and I went to your site like twice this last week.
Yeah.
So I think I maybe knew that. Do you have any info on Arabelle, my angel?
That she shows herself as a child is what I see. I don't know what you're getting into, but
I get as a child also, a child, but very a childlike, but full of wisdom, though.
Yes.
But it's that playfulness, that innocence, and that is what you're craving, or what you're needing.
Because you lost your childhood in a way, probably.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Yes.
Perfect guardian angel for you, man.
But also, that's kind of interesting because that's sort of how people describe me.
Oh, it's so aligned. Okay, so I want to take the next caller. Thank you, for calling first. While I'm
thanks, Amy.
Thank you, Amy. You take care, hon.
But what is Project Victory Earth? Because that's Veronica's project, and I'm part of her deal. So a few. I've got like people who are Earth angels.
Huh? Erik says that's for change. He says that's like those that are involved in that, and he says like you, Mom, are working for change, raising the vibration into a new reality. So he says think about the work that you're doing. There are many people that are healers that are helping people grow, heal, and change to raise the vibration of Earth to have us live in a new reality, which is happening.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, we got a caller from 818 area code. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Shelly from Los Angeles.
Hi, Shelly from Los Angeles.
I'm one of those people who is helping to shift the consciousness, and I have been for a very long time. Anyway, you guys know me. I'm the girl with the stalker, and right. Yeah. And like I have a tremendous amount of blocks, and I do think the majority of it, maybe you guys has to do with him. It's like the dark and the light.
Is that true, Erik? I know you guys are wondering who should answer this. I'll just pick Michelle. Go ahead, randomly.
Yeah.
And then Denise, I'll follow up with you.
He does say there is a connection there, Shelley, but it's not necessary. Like what's blocked within you is not causing. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
It says it's not causing the issue. Denise, are you getting that too?
That's
because
what
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get the...
Yeah, it's been there for a long time. I just, because right now I'm wondering whether to go with this private investigator or not. And really, I would just rather be trying to I'd rather throw my money at all you guys and work on healing and getting to where I need to be to continue helping others and
maybe
myself.
you can heal him. Maybe you can heal him too, so there's not such of a problem. I had a lot of people who like this person is like, you know, stealing stuff from my mailbox, blah blah blah, all this kind of stuff. I do portal work on them, and poof, they're little angels. So,
well, and there is, Erik says, you know, because what he's trying to show us here is that it's like not one thing that's really causing the other, but as we understand with energy, things can, you know, to have somebody or something in your reality, there has to be a vibrational match in there. Mm-hmm. And so he says doing the portal work and everything, it will help, but there's other things that may have to be taken care of as well. And I'm not quite sure because he's not really giving specifics with that, but he says by you focusing on you first, will make some change. But I have to tell you that when he shows me this other gentleman or other guy, he feels like, I don't know if you've been told this or we have said this before, but you're protected. Like you are protected. Yes.
It just doesn't make it less scary.
Well, of course not. Of course not. Yeah.
So, would portal work help this guy if I did portal work on him, and he's not such a menace, or is it a contract between them, a mutually agreed upon contract prior to incarnation?
Erik just said that there could be some revoked contracts. So portal work done on Shelley and revoking contracts would help.
Haven't I already learned what I was supposed to learn from him?
No. You'd be surprised how many people have contracts that they hang on to that they've already honored, but they're still on their plate. And I don't know why. There are some people who do not want to get rid of their already honored contracts that they need to be revoked.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I want to get rid of them.
And I get that there's, like, what I get is that the connection there is that there's something that he triggers that triggers something familiar in you. And Erik says that's the part to focus your healing on. Because when you focus your healing on that, it also vibrates out to him.
Oh. Right, and this probably has to do with what I was raised with.
Correct. Yeah. Correct. Because Erik is being very protective of what he's saying to you on the radio. So good. So you understand. So this is what it is. So Erik says he's telling me she knows what it is. So yes. So you know, you already said you're a healer and what you're doing. Now put this on you because you're what's most important. Because what you do for you vibrates out.
Well, can't she just heal herself instead of doing portal work? Or go to another healer or something? I mean, she's obviously extremely spiritual. Can she step forward and do that?
Erik says absolutely. But, you know, he says sometimes healers need healers.
Yes.
But also, too, though, this is also part of hers. Erik is showing me that for her to start working on that what gets sparked in her, for her to start addressing that part. Have you started writing a book or anything? Writing this stuff down?
You know, in short, almost 10, 11 years ago, he kidnapped me, and I used to write every day, and I stopped. The PTSD, the trauma, everything I went through, so many things in me stopped. Like I'm barely. Like, I'm alive. I love life, but I'm not. I miss myself.
Okay, you know what? I want you to get a consult from Master Angel Erik, because there's things that I feel like he wants to say to you. Erik, I mean, it's cheap. It's super, super cheap, and it takes me forever, okay? So it takes a long time to do these consults, because you will find out how many contracts you have that need to be revoked, how many would interfere with portal work, what amount of energy blocks, what amount of shielding, you know, what percent decrease your vibrational. energy is, the chakras that need to be done. It's a big deal, and it's so well worth the $40 freaking bucks that it takes me usually an hour to do. So, so please consider doing that.
Oh, I'd happily take that.
Yeah, please do it. I really feel like I feel like you're a light worker, and we need to help you. Really.
Oh, and this is your story. This is your story, not your story to live in, but your story to tell, which will be part of your healing.
Maybe this should be a movie book or even a movie. Seriously.
Yes.
I got people I can hook you up with, man. If it's a good story, I got people I can hook you up with. Anyway,
Thank you. I will talk to you ladies soon. I love you so very much.
See you, Shelley. You take care.
Thanks.
You're so right. She's got a story to tell.
It sure does. It sure does.
All right, got somebody from the 323 area code. Hi there.
Greetings. This is David.
Hi, David.
Hi, David.
Where are you calling from?
I'm in Palm Springs, California.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah. What you got for us, David?
Well, I've thought that my life was all about my spiritual path and getting enlightened and moving on, and I'm still here, and I've run out of things to do, and I'm kind of questioning everything.
Well, that's an interesting fork in the road, a very powerful one. What, Erik? What do you got to say?
Erik right away says, you've done all that amazing work, but you didn't, but it's like you overlooked the passion. It's like the passion never got addressed. And when he says that, he's not saying like you did something wrong or anything, but, you had tunnel vision about what you were doing, what you were focused on, and what you felt like you needed to do, but the passion got left out. And Erik says, start writing about, when he says write, like jotting down, like what looks like fun to you. What do you think would be fun to do? And Erik says, you may not know what it is. He said, so try something new each time, like coloring in a coloring book, going for a walk in the park, riding a bicycle, he said in a bike club, like where they go ride 40 miles or something, go bowling. He says, so he's showing me with strings, so take some kind of music lessons. I don't know if I see a violin, but I don't feel like that's what he means. But he's saying, find the passion, because that's what's missing, is what he's saying. And he says, you've done all that other stuff, now let it overflow into the passion part of you.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. What are you picking up, Michelle?
Well,
is he a light worker? Is he a light worker?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Yeah, most definitely. And so what Erik was showing me was the tree of life, and he says, giving me an example of life force and universal consciousness runs through you, and he says, what do you want to do with it? Just like what Denise was saying, what do you want to do with it? What would you like to create with this? Because he says there's also some calling to be present in the present moment, because he said that sometimes you waver a little bit back into the past and into the future, and it creates this confusion. And he says, and not confusion like not understanding things, but confusion about yourself, a confusion about where you stand. And he says being present with yourself allows you to be able to clear away what's not there. It allows you to clear away illusion, and it helps you align with what you really do want to create. He says when you feel like there's nothing left to do, he says there's always something to do. That means that you're at a point of change. You're at a turning point. So he says really this is a time to get excited about. And he says, and start to go into your present moment and spark your mind for creativity. What will bring you passion? What will bring you some enjoyment? And he says, and it doesn't have to be this grandiose I'm going to make this big plan and this is what I'm running it to do. Just like he was saying with Denise, little things that spark a feeling in you, something that sparks creativity in you. And he says, and don't be afraid to do things that you thought that maybe you didn't really want to do before. Push yourself just a little bit, and you're going to find that you're going to start to step out of this stagnant feeling energy.
You know, I'm wondering if someone nudged him, a feeling, a big nudge factor. Guardian angel, maybe? Erik? Both? His guides? Something nudged him to call.
Erik says all of the above.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Dania, do you work with oils at all, essential oils?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it's funny you said that because I actually poisoned myself yesterday with eucalyptus oil. I actually ingested some eucalyptus oil and was really sick last night. But I've cleared myself and I'm doing fine. But yeah, I'm big on essential oils. I meditate. I meditate every day. I mean, I do everything I'm supposed to do. I don't watch TV. I've never been on Facebook. I don't watch the news. I mean, yeah, I'm doing everything I can, and what happens is when I have a sense of God, I mean, I'm clairaudient and I have all those clairs, but I get different information every time I meditate. So I literally feel like all the voices are telling me something different, and I'm being lied to every single time.
Oh my God. I know exactly what you're saying because I went to Jane McDougall for some energy work, and she said there's somebody in my group, the Divine Team, that is posing as my guide that is not. So you have got to you have to shout out loud and proud, all right? Whatever energy someone else has, it's mine. I reclaim it. And also, it's mine. You are not allowed to participate in this, and be a part of my energy. And you also have to ask, if you are not, all beings that are not of light and all entities that are not of the light, and those are two separate things, are not allowed to participate or be a part of my energy or what I do. Get out and do not return. Period. And they will. And sometimes you use a blue flame, like, okay, you might have to listen to this and write it down later. It's with great love and respect and gratitude that I call upon Archangel Michael and his entire dominion and the Rainbow Ray Guardians of Light to immediately, I'd say it like adverbs, okay? Immediately and permanently and absolutely and entirely and utterly and completely and awesomely and wholly and fully burn all entities that are not of the light and all beings that are not of the light in the blue fire flame of justice. And woo-wee, I smell barbecue, and it will get in my space, in my energy, etc. And of course, portal work is very important because you might have open portals in your home. You might have portals that are closed that should be open. They give you clarity and wealth and love and all the good things should be coming out of there. So you might want to consider that. So anyway, I personally think that you may want to get the Master Angel Erik consult too.
David, something else Erik is adding as well is he's just saying that he says, so understand that part of what you're experiencing as well is he says there's a spiritual lesson in exactly what's happening. So, and he says he wants you to understand that sometimes we can get into these habits of listening to spirit as being the be-all and end-all of everything we need to do. And he says this is a lesson in you not compromising, in making a decision, and in taking back your power, in not feeling powerless. Because he says when you hear all of these different voices, when you take back your power, you're not only saying, what it is that, saying that I'm not listening to you or anybody who's not here of my highest vibration. You do all of that, but you're also listening to the information. And Erik says, take that information in and sit with it and say, what actually feels right to me? Because he says, just like people, he goes, You're going to hear things from Spirit, and maybe it's not all going to be valuable to you, and that's your power. So this is a lesson in taking your power. And he says, and you're going to notice a very big shift in doing what we talked about tonight.
Interesting.
I wanted to mention the reason why I brought up the oils, because Daniel, he was showing me you can make blends with oils, like in some of your free time, like making blends, like say peaceful sleep, or make blend, those kind of things. And the one that comes to my mind, I don't know why, but Erik I feel like he's pushing me to say it. It's like a blend, and it's named Kuan Yin, or a blend that's like dolphin energy, or something, just blends like that. And Erik says, I don't know. Erik says I guess I don't know. Erik is just telling me to tell you this about the oils. That's why he wanted me to ask you about the oils.
Okay, thank you.
Interesting. All righty, let's go thank you so much for calling.
Take care, David.
Thank you.
Another
David.
All right, let's see. Come on, work. All right, 732 area code. Hi there, how are you doing? And by the way, I think it's up to Michelle Gray, because she helps with she pretty much managed the entire radio show, if we want to do another callers only thing next week, because I think that there's so much need out there. That's awesome.
I think that's a great idea. Yeah,
All
Erik
right.
does too.
All right, awesome. All right, 732 area code. Who we're talking to? How you doing?
Hi, Melissa.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Melissa.
I'm so happy to speak to you. I feel like I just won the lottery.
Aww, sweet.
If I could just ask, what does Erik think that I need most in my life? I took care of my 92-year-old mother-in-law. My child has ADHD. Now I'm not able to get out and do all the wonderful things that we used to do together because I'm taking care of him. I got a lot on my plate. I don't know where to go, so I was just wondering what Erik thinks best. Maybe Erik's mommy maybe could do some Scalar work on me, or I'm trying to be as positive
Hey, we do have the ADHD work that I'm testing, so maybe if it works, that'd be great. I mean, seriously.
Is that safe for my 9-year-old?
Mm-hmm. Oh, of course.
Oh, yeah.
We worked on embryos before, girl. Okay? Embryos.
My husband's been very angry and trying to come to terms with things that happened in his past. So it makes for a very difficult time, being that his father is in the house now and with dementia and all that. It's been very hard.
Too. But don't I don't have those available yet. But it will be soon. But I really, truly have to make sure it's successful before I can put those out there. I really do. So
does Erik think that I have open or closed portholes?
Definitely closed. And that's not to say something's wrong with you, but I guess definitely closed so that you can breathe. Like you close them to breathe.
Does she have portals that need to be opened?
Yes.
So that it dwells and all?
Yes. Yes.
Consult with Master Angel Erik. Oh my God, I gotta go. Sorry. Denise, I love you. Denise Ramon at DeniseRamon.com and Michelle Gray is thehealing8.art.com. All right, bye everybody.
Good night.